I'm Mortimer, and I talk here today to Meade Skelton, and
Hmm.
he is a friend of mine. He's a country singer and a local celebrity in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome, Meade. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thanks.
Hmm.
I'm glad that we talk today.
Me too. Yeah, it's nice to see you in face to face. I've known you for at least a couple years now on the Apricity, and it's nice to meet someone from the Apricity. Mhm.
So, how do you like the Apricity, and would you recommend it to someone who doesn't know the forum?
um, I like the Apricity. It's pretty neat. I found the Apricity when I was looking for phenotypes, and I did like a Google image search or something, and all of a sudden it popped up, and then I decided to join. I joined in I think July 2018, and it's really helped me discover a lot about European culture. A lot of people from different countries come together and talk about it, and also you can learn about phenotypes. And I had no idea about phenotypes. I briefly I had touched on it earlier when I was in college, but it's really neat to find out, all these different groups everywhere, and how the different phenotypes and how to type people. I didn't know how to do that, and you kind of get better at it as you go along. So I really recommend it to anyone who's interested in studying, the different physical characteristics of people in different countries.
Yes, I agree with you.
Mhm.
That is really a very interesting topic. So, what would you say was the most interesting thing you learned about phenotypes? Did you learn
Um,
anything about your own phenotype?
yeah, well, first of all, it's really tricky because a lot of people get them sort of mixed up. I didn't know anything about. There's like, oh, I don't know how many, but at least a couple hundred or more general classifications for Europeans alone. And my own phenotype, I'm an alpine predominantly, but you can also have subdominant phenotype. So my subdominant is Atlantid, and then I believe I have some Cro-Magnon, although people debate whether that's true. And some people keep saying no, you're not Cro-Magnon at all. But I think um, when you discover your type, you can kind of see your own ethnicity. So you can see, okay, I can see the German in me, I can see the British and all that. So it helps place your ethnic roots.
Yes, Mede, I watched your vlogs and I saw your YouTube vlog about marriage and love. And you
Mhm.
said in your video that your girl should be really pretty. And I would like to ask you uh, what type of woman you prefer, blonde, brunette, or what do you mean with pretty? How she should look like?
Yes. Well, I know pretty is different things to different people. When I was younger, my first crush was a blonde girl that I would say she was very Anglo looking, had blue eyes, but my taste has kind of changed. I like brunettes, and for some reason, I kind of like Latinas, although I'm not sure why. I just have find myself attracted to Latinas. I consider them mostly white. Um, but for me, mostly I like brunettes and redheads. So I like the Celtic look as well, the Celtic women of Ireland and Scotland, along with, I would say, Atlanto Med types are really attractive to me. And also not just physically, I think that women that have a sweet personality, and very feminine personality, because obviously, you know, we are very masculine. I think it's nice to have a woman that can be feminine and it's not afraid to be feminine. You know, some women today are just too manly, and you need a woman that knows how to be a woman.
I fully agree. I
Mm.
myself don't really have a distinct type, but she should be feminine and
Yes.
shorter than me and petite because I like to be the big guy. This is masculine.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there is something in beauty which transcends race or color. Like
Yes.
if she has symmetric features or is shorter than you and feminine.
Yeah. What kind of like brunettes also
Yes,
mostly?
I like brunettes, I like blondes. I don't really have a preference for color,
Mm. Right. Okay.
but important is that she is feminine.
Yes.
Where I'm a big guy and she can be a bit chubby, but she should
Yes.
have the right proportions to be
Yeah.
feminine and not butch.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. I think that society, and I'm sure you've probably seen this where you are, is that it's pushing women to be like men and men to be like women. And I think we need to get back to more traditional roles, because I think people, that's why women today are so unhappy, because they're trying to be too much like men.
I fully agree.
Mhm.
And this is no discrimination. Men and women are equal, but they're different.
Yes,
They
yeah.
take different roles.
Yes, and God, you know, in the Bible, God talks about what makes a man, and a woman a woman. I think we've gotten so far from the Bible that that's why people are, you know, high rates of suicide and depression and drug and alcohol abuse, because they don't have their identity in God. They have it in the world.
I fully agree.
Mhm.
They lack the belief in Jesus Christ. And who doesn't believe in Jesus Christ, he is attracted to the worldly things.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, and even like as Christians, we can get pulled into that. I know that I was thinking about going to, you know, these certain dating websites and things like that, and I discovered that a lot of it is not Christian, and also, you know, some people go to prostitutes, or, you know, they get very desperate when you're over a certain age and you're looking for a woman. It becomes like you want to, you just, you know, try everything you can, and God says that that's not godly, and it leads to a lot of people just giving up hope, and they need to, you know, not put so much, they don't have to rush, you know, into a relationship.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
So, would you like to have a son or a daughter? Do you think you would be a good father?
Well, I don't know. I sort of feel like I always want to have kind of a daughter. I guess I wanted like a daddy's girl that I could spoil, but it really doesn't make a difference to me. I know a lot of men. See, my father. I have three sisters myself, and I have one brother, and I think that I don't know. I think it wouldn't matter. Although if I only had one child, I guess I would rather have a daughter, only because I feel it could be easier to raise a daughter. You know, my wife could help me more with that. Uh, I don't know what kind of advice I could give a son, because I don't really like how my own life turned out myself. So I would feel inadequate to give him a lot of good advice on how to be successful. But yeah, I think I would prefer to have a little girl, and I would call her Virginia. I would name her Virginia after my aunt Virginia. Virginia Catherine would be her
Beautiful
name.
name.
Yes.
I really like English names and American names.
Yes, a lot of our names, well, some of our names here in the United States come from the American Indians, but of course, Virginia comes from the Queen Virgin Mary. Queen Mary was a virgin, so we ended up with Virginia. And of course, we have Carolina and yeah, a lot of the British influence in the States. Would you rather have a boy or a girl yourself? Would you rather have a boy or a girl?
I rather have both
Both,
because I
yeah.
think a child needs a sibling or would be happier with a sibling. I have a sister
Yes.
myself, and I'm happy that I have a sister. I wouldn't like to be the only child.
Yes. Especially, yeah. And I mean, as an older parent, I'm trying to be realistic. I don't know how many children I could have. But I think it would be a blessing to have more than one. My mother was an only child and her parents got divorced, and it messed her up quite a bit to be an only child, I think.
You feel lonely.
Yeah. Yes.